listening to the Holy Bible 1-Year Challenge with Master Storyteller Michael Wood, featuring the easy-to-read version and used by permission from Bible League International. Enjoy the show!
Hello everyone, welcome to day 35. We're continuing in the book of Job. And now Elihu, the young man, has a lot to say in chapters 33 and 34. Now what he's saying is a little bit different than the three friends we've heard from previously, who are speaking to Job about righteousness and those who are evil. And the three friends basically believed that if you're a righteous person, then good things will happen to you, and if you're an evil person, then bad things will happen to you. Now, what Elihu is going to talk about is that good times happen to good and bad people, and bad times happen to good and bad people. However, Elihu takes the next step and says that the pain in someone's life is God's way of getting his message across to us. It's God's way of humbling ourselves out before him. It's the pain that makes us think of him more and makes us more holy and righteous. So, in a sense, Elihu says that Job's troubles and disasters was just God's way of getting Job's attention to make sure Job stays close to him. But we'll have to see if Job agrees with what Elihu is saying. And we're also continuing in the book of Matthew. And Jesus lays out the Pharisees and teachers of the law. In fact, he has like 8 strikes against them. But right at the end of Jesus' speech, he reveals something he's going to say during the second coming. And that basically all will bow and say, "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." If you enjoy the show, visit me at patreon.com/storymaster. You'll find the link in the description box below. By contributing as little as $1 per month, you will enable me to continue this ministry, and you'll get cool rewards too. Together, we're going to get through the Bible in 1 year. Let's get started. Job chapter 33. Elihu speaking.
Now, Job, listen to me. Listen carefully to what I say. Look, my mouth is open. You can see I am ready to speak. My heart is honest, so my words are sincere. I will speak the truth about what I know. God's Spirit made me. My life comes from God all-powerful. Listen to me and answer if you can. Stand up and prepare to defend yourself. You and I are the same before God. He used clay to make us both. And don't be afraid of me. I will not be hard on you. But Job, I heard what you said. These were your very words.
I am pure and innocent. I did nothing wrong. I am not guilty. But God found an excuse to attack me. He treats me like an enemy. He put chains on my feet and watches everything I do.
Listen, Job, you are wrong. God is greater than any of us. Why do you accuse him of not answering you? God speaks in many different ways, but people don't hear what he says. He speaks in dreams or in visions at night, when people are in their bed sound asleep. He whispers in their ears and frightens them with warnings. God wants to stop people from doing wrong and keep them from becoming proud. He warns people to save them from death. He wants to keep them from being destroyed. Or God sometimes punishes people with pain. Their aching bones remind them of his warning. They feel so bad they cannot eat. Even the best food makes them sick. Their bodies become so thin that their bones stick out. They see that they are close to death, their lives about to end. But one of God's thousands of angels may come, one who speaks for God and can say what is right for a person to do. Maybe the angel will be kind and say,
"Save this one from the place of death. I have found a way to pay for his life."
then that person will become young and strong again. He will be as he was when he was young. He will pray, and God will be pleased with him. He will worship God and shout for joy. He will again stand as right before God. He will tell everyone,
I have sinned. I changed good into bad. But God didn't give me the punishment I deserve. He saved me from going down to death. Now I can enjoy life again.
God does all these things. He does them for people again and again. He wants them to be saved from death so that they can enjoy life. Job, pay attention and listen to me. Be quiet and let me talk. But if you have an answer, go ahead and speak. Tell me your argument. I would be happy to know that you are innocent. But if you have nothing to say, then listen to me and be quiet, and I will teach you wisdom.
Job 34. Then Elihu continued his speech.
Listen to what I say, you wise men. Pay attention, you who know so much. Your tongue tastes the food it touches, and your ear tests the words it hears. So let us test these arguments and decide for ourselves what is right. Together, we will learn what is good. And Job says,
I am innocent, and God is not being fair to me. I am right, but I am judged to be a liar. I have done no wrong, but I am badly hurt.
would anyone but Job say such things? He has more thirst for insulting God than for water. He is a friend of evil people. He likes to spend time with the wicked. I know this because he says,
You will gain nothing if you try to please God.
few men can understand, so listen to me. God would never do what is evil. God all-powerful would never do wrong. He pays us back for what we have done and gives us what we deserve. The truth is that God does no wrong. God all-powerful is always fair. No one chose God to be in charge of the earth. No one gave him responsibility for the whole world. If God decided to take away his spirit and the breath of life he gave us, then everything on earth would die. We would all become dust again. If you men are wise, you will listen to what I say. Can someone be a ruler if he hates justice? Job, God is not only powerful, but he is fair. Do you think you can judge him guilty? God is the one who says to kings, you are worthless. And he says to leaders, you are evil. He does not respect leaders more than other people, and he does not respect the rich more than the poor. God made everyone. Any of us can die suddenly in the middle of the night. Anyone can get sick and pass away. Even powerful people die for no reason we can see. God watches what people do. He sees every step they take. There is no place dark enough for evil people to hide from God. God does not need to set a time for people to come before him and be judged. He does not have to ask questions when people do wrong, even if they are powerful leaders. He simply destroys them and chooses others to take their place. When he learns what people have done, he defeats them, and overnight, they are gone. He will punish them for the evil they have done, and he will do it where everyone can see. He will do this because they rebelled against him and ignored what he wanted. They hurt the poor and made them cry to God for help. And he hears their cry. But if God decides not to help them, no one can judge him guilty. If he hides himself, no one can find him. But he is the ruler over every person and nation. He keeps the wicked from ruling, so that they will not bring harm to the people. A person should say to God,
I am guilty. I will not sin anymore. Show me the sins I am not able to see. If I have done wrong, I will not do it again.
Job, you want God to reward you, but you refuse to change. It is your decision, not mine. Tell me what you think. A wise person would listen to me. A wise person would say,
Job talks like an ignorant person. What he says doesn't make sense.
I think Job should be punished even more because he answers us like someone who's evil. To his other sins, he adds refusal to listen. He shows no respect for us, and he never stops arguing against God.
Matthew 23, verses 1 to 39. Jesus criticizes the leaders. Then Jesus spoke to the people and to his followers. He said, "The teachers of the law and the Pharisees have the authority to tell you what the law of Moses says. So you should obey them, do everything they tell you. But their lives are not good examples for you to follow. They don't do what they teach. They make long lists of difficult rules and try to force people to follow them all. But these rules are like heavy loads that are hard for people to carry, and these leaders will not do anything to make it easier for the people. Many good things they do are only for other people to see. They make the little scripture boxes they wear bigger and bigger, and they make the tassels on their robes long enough for people to notice them. These men love to have the places of honor at banquets and the most important seats in the synagogues. They love it when people show respect to them in the marketplaces and call them teacher. But you must not be called teacher. You are all equal as brothers and sisters. You have only one teacher. And don't call anyone on earth Father. You have one Father. He is in heaven, and you should not be called teacher. You have only one teacher, the Messiah. Whoever serves you like a servant is the greatest among you. People who think they are better than others will be made humble, but people who humble themselves will be made great. It will be bad for you, teachers of the law, and you Pharisees. You are hypocrites. You close the way for people to enter God's kingdom. You yourselves don't enter, and you stop those who are trying to enter. It will be bad for you, teachers of the law, and you Pharisees. You are hypocrites. You travel across the seas and across different countries to find one person who will follow your ways. When you find that person, you make him worse than you are, and you are so bad that you belong in hell. It will be bad for you, teachers of the law, and you Pharisees. How can you guide the people? You are blind. You say,
If someone swears by the temple that they will keep their promise, they don't really have to keep it. But if someone swears by the gold in the temple, they must keep their promise.
You are blind fools. Can't you see that the temple is greater than the gold in it? It's the temple that makes the gold holy. And you say,
If someone swears by the altar that they will keep their promise, they don't really have to keep it. But if someone swears by the gift on the altar, they must keep their promise.
You are blind. Can't you see that the altar is greater than any gift on it? It's the altar that makes the gift holy. Whoever swears by the altar to keep a promise is really swearing by the altar and everything on the altar. And anyone who swears by the temple to keep a promise is really swearing by the temple and God who lives in it. Whoever swears by heaven to keep a promise is swearing by God's throne and the one who is seated on it. It will be bad for you, teachers of the law, and you Pharisees. You are hypocrites. You give God 1/10 of the food you get, even your mint, dill, and cumin. But you don't obey the really important teachings of the law, being fair, showing mercy, and being faithful. These are the things you should do, and you should also continue to do those other things. You guide the people, but you are blind. Think about a man picking a little fly out of his drink and then swallowing a camel. You are like that. It will be bad for you, teachers of the law, and you Pharisees. You are hypocrites. You wash clean the outside of your cups and dishes, but inside, they are full of what you got by cheating others and pleasing yourselves. Pharisees, you are blind. First, make the inside of the cup clean. Then the outside of the cup will also be clean. It will be bad for you, teachers of the law, and you Pharisees. You are hypocrites. You are like tombs that are painted white. Outside they look fine, but inside they are full of dead people's bones and all kinds of filth. It is the same with you. People look at you and think you are godly, but on the inside, you are full of hypocrisy and evil. It will be bad for you, teachers of the law, and you Pharisees. You are hypocrites. You build tombs for the prophets. Yes, you show honor to the graves of the godly people who were killed. And you say,
If we had lived during the time of our ancestors, we would not have helped them kill these prophets.
So, you give proof that you are descendants of those who killed the prophets, and you will finish the sin that your ancestors started. You snakes, you are from a family of poisonous snakes. You will not escape punishment. You will all be judged guilty and go to hell. So I tell you this, I send to you prophets and teachers who are wise and know the scriptures. You will kill some of them. You will hang some of them on crosses. You will beat some of them in your synagogues. You will chase them from town to town. So you will be guilty for the death of all the good people who have been killed on earth. You will be guilty for the killing of that godly man Abel. And you will be guilty for the killing of Zechariah, son of Berechiah. He was killed between the temple and the altar. You will be guilty for the killing of all the good people who lived between the time of Abel and the time of Zechariah. Believe me when I say that all these things will happen to you people who are living now. Oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, you kill the prophets. You stone to death those that God has sent to you. Many, many times I wanted to help your people. I wanted to gather them together as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings. But you did not let me. Now your temple will be abandoned. I tell you, you will not see me again until that time when you will say,
Welcome. God bless the one who comes in the name of the Lord.
Psalm chapter 18, verses 25 to 36. Lord, you are faithful to those who are faithful. You are good to those who are good. You never do wrong to those who have done no wrong, but you outsmart the wicked, no matter how clever they are. You help those who are humble, but you humiliate the proud. Lord, you provide the flame for my lamp. You, my God, turn the darkness around me into light. With your help, I can defeat an army. If my God is with me, I can climb over enemy walls. God's way is perfect. The Lord's promise always proves to be true. He is a shield to those who trust in him. There is no God except the Lord. There is no rock except our God. God is the one who gives me strength. He makes sure I reach my goal. He makes my feet as steady as those of a deer. Even on steep mountains, he keeps me from falling. He trains me for war, so that my arms can bend the most powerful bow. Lord, you have given me your shield to protect me. You support me with your right hand. It is your help that has made me great. You cleared a path for my feet so that I could walk without stumbling. Thank you, everyone. That was day 35. Join us for day 36. Elihu continues his speech and says that God has given him a few words to say, and that the judgment that comes to the wicked has come to Job. And in the book of Matthew, Jesus gathers his followers and gives them an important warning about their future. We hope you enjoyed today's verses. Be sure to leave us a positive review and to share this podcast with your friends and family. Please join us for the next episode as we experience the Bible in 1 year.
Did you know we offer online courses in creative writing, literature, and web design? Visit us at storymaster.online to learn more.